So today we're going to make our first ingrain cutting board. Got this pattern. This here's the board. It's out of the cutting boards book here. So to start off, it says I need 7.5, 2 inches thick by 20. We're sitting at about 8 1/4 to make sure we don't run out. And now we need 6 inches, 2 inches thick, 20 inches long, which I'm going 22 out of walnut. And that's this here. I decided I had this walnut and it had some sap in it, and I think it'll make a nice contrast around the edge against the actual white maple. So I'm actually going to use it in this board and we're going to see what it looks like. Hopefully it turns out looking good. So cut these pieces here out, get my 6-inch block of 2 inch, and then both these blocks will have to be glued up, and then we'll come back once the glue dries, and then we'll cut it into, I think it's 1 3/4 or 1.5 inch pieces. Flip them up on the edge and then re-glue them again. And so, ingrain cutting board, a lot of gluing. On with it. And there it is. You see all the squeeze out here. I'm going to do now is work getting that cleaned up. Got a small bag glue up here, but I'm gonna go with it. I think for the first board it'll be okay. As woodworkers, we always want things to be perfect. And I mean, we always want them to be perfect. The reality is anything that's handmade, it's not going to be perfect. Hard to accept, but this is what we are. So let's get these last pieces glued on here. Alright, today we're going to take our clamps off and get everything kind of cleaned up a little and run a test piece on the CNC, then set up a clearance pass, so that we can flatten this board. But we're gonna have a ways to take this down. But so far, this is what our first ingrain board is actually looking like. So let's get it strapped to the CNC. Let's see what it's gonna look like. This is creativity, intelligently having fun. Some people call this the color pop. I just call it raising a grain. What we're basically going to do is just mist it with water here, and once the water hits it, it's going to raise the grain up. They're going to look like little hairs, and it's to make sure that once you actually wash it for the first time, it doesn't feel rough to the touch. It stays smooth. This will give us our first chance to actually see what it's going to look like. It's got to be pretty. You just want to make sure that every piece, every edge gets covered. So that it stays nice and smooth. We're using 150 at the moment, 150 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to go up to the next grit will be 180, and then we'll do a 220. Or 240. I'll probably stop at 240. Don't want it to be too slick. We don't want your meat sliding off. So, all right. This here's the moment that we work for. This is why we put in all the sanding, all the cutting, the gluing to get to our final spot. This is our board before the oiling. Boy, I tell you, you can smell a video camera, can't you?
Oh.
Come on. You can. You here to photobomb me again. Just in time. You missed all the hard work, but then come in and photobomb me. Alright, everyone. Come on, you're gonna photobomb me. Get on in here. Alright, everyone. You know, this one guy has been like a ghost all day. I get this point, the board to this point, I cut on the camera, and I hear feet. So anyway, this is what we've been working for all this time. And we're going to put the oil to the board. A little bit messy. Doing the back side first. Wow. Okay, it didn't look this good when I sprayed it with water. Look at that. Alright, let's get the sides.
Sidey, sidey, sidey.
Alright, let's get this front side, and everyone can
Squirty squirt.
everyone can get a good look at our first maple walnut ingrain cutting board. Man, it is soaking it all up. There's the front side of that board. It's walnut maple ingrain. Is a beautiful board. Now the full size of this board is 10 and a quarter tall by 19 and a quarter from side to side. This is more than enough to handle what you got to do in the kitchen. This is ingrained, so it will not dull your knife. You aren't going to scratch this. You can use this. I mean, it is essentially a traditional butcher's block. Hope you guys like it. It'll be on the website soon.